Thanks for clicking on that video. Here on our Mimic, I'm happy to announce that I just finished Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I spent 81 hours on this game, but I did complete it and got to the end. So I'm going to give you an overview about this game. I'll show you a couple of funny scenes. I'll show you a couple of longer cutscenes and the full end game sequence at the very end of this video. So what is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth? Well, this is game 9 of the Yakuza series. Usually the Yakuza games were real-time brawlers, and the Like a Dragon was just sort of a spin-off of that series and more of an RPG turn-based combat system, which the first game in the series of this was fantastic, and the second one, this game here, Infinite Wealth, is taken up a notch and has garnered a lot of awards. Famitsu, which is a Japanese game review magazine, rarely gives out perfect scores, and it gave it a perfect 40 out of 40 score for this game. So it's 1 out of 13 games, I believe, that have done that. And for the Game Awards this year, or I should say in 2024, which I had the fortune of attending, it was nominated for Best RPG and Best Narrative. It did not win any of those, but it was nominated. So what we're watching right now is one of the first cutscenes that show the main character, Ichiban. He is just dropped into Hawaii, and he finds himself without his clothes, without his passport, and without his money. So it gives you a sense that this is a game that can have wacky humor, and we'll see more of that in the future. But it does have a very creative story. The main promise of the game, I'm going to say right off the bat, is twofold. First of all, in regards to the story, the character here, Ichiban, he was the main character of the first story, and he's, I guess, supposed to be the main character of the second story. He really is not. Hiryu, who is the main character of the Yakuza series, and he has so many other games under his belt, like 9 games, including the spin-offs. So he's a very developed character, and there's a lot of background on him. But he ends up being a teammate for this game very early on. And if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're not going to really play this game, just maybe have a curiosity about what it might be about, so there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So Hiryu ends up being a main character in this game. So much so that I would say he's actually more important than Ichiban here, as he has developed cancer, he's about to die, and a lot of his gameplay later, he goes around and there's little icons you could click on to have him reminisce, and so they show cutscenes from other prior games of what he has experienced, and there's a lot of that, and so much so that if you've never played any of those games, it would be sort of meaningless to you. Most of the games you could sort of play and do it as a one-off. I don't think you can do this with this game. You really have to know the other games, and I did have the fortune of playing all of those and completing them. But if you had no idea about this character, it would be sort of lost upon you and may not mean too much. And so when it was nominated for Best Narrative, it does have a good story, but if you haven't experienced other stories, it will once again be sort of meaningless to you. What we're watching right now is how you could get new jobs in the game, like an RPG, you could get different classes. You have to go through these sightseeing type experiences or activities from this Aloha set. So you can see one of these characters is doing some yoga, and then you're just going to get the inspiration to unlock a ninja type skill. And you're going to see some other funny job unlockings, one right after another while I'm talking. Going back to this story, you can see a lot of this here is set in Hawaii. So it's the first game that takes predominantly in the United States or Hawaii. There have been other times you've gone to the United States and the other Yakuza games, but it's just
Welcome!
very briefly, maybe for one level.
Oh,
But
you
this is
can't go wrong with
predominantly
any of
in
these!
Hawaii. I would say about a
Have
third of the
fun
game
out
also
there!
does take place in Japan. And so this is where
Hey, this
Kiryu-san
place is
has a lot of the
poppin'.
memories, activities.
Sure
But
is
yes,
good
he is
here.
also in Hawaii, beating
I
up
don't know where to
characters
start.
and foes along with Ichiban.
Oh, what's wrong?
So
Nice
that is the
guy.
main uh,
Leave it to
point
me.
against this game. If you haven't experienced the other games, then this will not mean too much to you as a narrative. The other thing I would say negative about this game really is that there is some grinding. I did think there was going to be any, but the game does not level up with you. I went through
See?
maybe half of the game without having to do any grinding. Then I reached a point where I was
And mean.
about level 5, and a group of
That's
foes I
it.
have to fight are around
Oh.
40, and I did have to grind up 5 more levels. And that
How's
took
that for
about
polish?
maybe 5 or 10 hours or so. So out of 81 hours I played, I probably grind for about 10 of those hours. And I hate grinding. If you listened to this channel before, however, I was sort of invested, I suppose, to complete this game as I wanted to find out what happened to Kiru, who has cancer, is going to die, and you'll see what
Welcome!
happens with his
What
end game
sparked your
sequence later
interest?
in the video.
Have fun out
So,
there!
the great thing about this game is you can
Okay,
see it's humorous.
Fast way.
You can see the graphics are, of course, well done. It's interesting that this game does
I don't
take
think so.
predominantly in the United States. So you could have
Oh,
uh,
come on,
Ichiban's
dude.
view uh,
Hey.
as a Japanese tourist, see what he goes through in America. And a lot of it is just humorous and a social commentary upon our society.
Shootout like the old
The
west.
combat is still well
Yeah.
developed, where it's turn-based, and you click on actions and whether you want to cast a spell type
Fastest hand race, partner.
ability or do a special attack. You could think of this as a role-playing RPG, but just set in a modern world. Ichiban, though, has a very creative imagination, and he imagines himself as a almost like a D&D player. So sometimes these people that he will run into, he will think of them as monsters.
For
Like if
real?
there's a homeless guy in a sleeping bag, he would think of it like a giant worm. Or if he sees like a sailor, he would think of it as a pirate. So it's silly that way. And here's another funny, silly sequence. There are many mini games in this game. You can see I'm just chasing the stroller, and there are many other silly side stories. So you'll see what happens here at the end. I sort of leave it as a surprise for you. And I'll resume commentary after he catches the stroller.
Almost there. Don't fall. Uncle, I'll get you. Almost there. Don't fall now. Hey, buddy. You okay in there?
Oh, Kasuga-san, wasn't it? How about that? You saved me.
What? Aren't you?
My name's Susumu Gondawara. Seems my men troubled you for some baby formula. Boys, 2 more baby bottles, room temp.
I ran into this Yakuza boss once at a specialty club back in the Eugene show. He and his whole clan were into dressing up like babies. The Gondawara family? Was that them?
Right. What are you doing here, sir?
I'm here with the kids on vacation, of course. Gondawara family has an excellent benefits package. And what better place to get pampered than in paradise? I was just enjoying a baby's day out with this lovely sitter I found.
So what we're going to see next is Hiro, the main character of the Yakuza series, telling the audience and you as a player that he has cancer. So this becomes his main plot point here, and
Seems I've got
suddenly
half a year
the game
left,
does
at
change and
most.
focus really on him. He even has a bucket list of activities that he wants to do before he dies. So you end up doing all these side missions just for that. As I mentioned, there are little locations that you could go on and trigger memories of all these different activities that have occurred for him in prior games. Throughout the game, you could also develop new bonds with your teammates, basically getting to know them better. And then you go to the bar to drink and firm up those bonds. So a lot of this story building is really in depth, and I do find it engaging. If you do have the time to play this game, you play the other ones. Well, you might want to play this one, even if you didn't play all the
What the hell are
Yakuza
you doing?
games, but you did play some of them. You might want to play this
Oh
just to
shit, we
get the
gotta leave!
finished story. You can see here there is some nuclear waste, and this is the main background plot piece where Kira was actually helping out to do good and put away this nuclear waste,
You alright?
and is trying to rescue this fellow coworker, and it ends up being exposed to
Not too long
the
ago,
nuclear
I was working in a temporary
toxic
waste storage
gases,
facility
and
for
this is how he
decommissioned
acquires
reactors.
cancer or develops
The
cancer
forklift driver had
subsequently.
a sudden heart attack.
This nuclear waste
One
is
accident led to
being
another.
disposed of in Hawaii, and it's controlled by an evil mastermind.
The drums weren't filled with
And there
much.
is another evil
Contaminated
criminal
dirt,
in
worn-out
Japan
components,
who
and
has
protective
organized
suits.
or
As far as
authorized
radioactive
a
waste
deal
goes,
with
it
the
was
Japanese
low
government
risk.
to bring the Japanese nuclear
Low
waste
enough
to
for
Hawaii
no
to
immediate
dispose of this
harm,
site.
far as experts were
Ends up
concerned.
being a big fraud,
In light of
and
that,
basically
there's
your
no
party
certainty it was the
is
cause.
going to reveal
The cancer could have
this
come from just
terrible
about
secret
anywhere.
and stop it. So you will have one big boss battle with the main boss in Hawaii, and then the final battle is with the end boss in
Hold on.
Japan.
What were you
There
doing in a
is
friggin'
also
reactor?
interesting
This is
mini boss
nuts.
in between.
This
It
is
is
how I choose to
actually
make amends.
Danny Trejo, if you know this
Leaving
actor.
my old life behind
He
meant
was
living in the
very
shadows for
famous
good.
playing Machete.
Every
Oh,
time I stepped
in
into the
this
light,
game,
the
he
people I loved got
lends
hurt.
his likeness and his voice
It had to
uh,
stop.
to this battle.
Trouble is,
And I will
there's
show
not a
you
lot you can do in the dark.
the cutscenes involving him.
Not a lot of
He's
thinking,
actually in
anyway.
several other cutscenes, but
So
I'll show you the main
this
introduction
was your
for
answer
him
to all
in
that?
a bit after this
Yeah.
discussion with cancer here.
This was something I chose. Hardest part was convincing that Doji to let me do it. And this is much bigger than me. Right now, that reactor's full of people willing to step up and do the work that needs to be done. All I wanted was to play a part however I could. Otherwise, I probably would have wasted away into nothing by now. That's about the smartest thing I could think of. You know, being educated on the streets and all.
You sure there's not some mistake? All you've got is half a year?
Yeah. The last thing I wanted was to make a big deal out of it. But then I figured it wouldn't be right if I kept this from you guys.
I don't know. You seem like you're in good shape to me.
Well, I can still haul ass when need be. That said, I need to pick my battles wisely. For my health.
So, is that why back at Akane's, you weren't exactly spoiling for a fight with Yamai?
Yeah. Though, I am a bit hurt.
You really think I'd pick a random fight that easy?
This shit's unreal. Kiryu-san. Of all people. Man, you don't have time to be out here wrecking yourself like this! What you need right now is a doctor!
Believe me, I've gone. Apparently the cancer spread. Metastasized, they called it. Nothing any surgery can fix. They gave me some pills to ease things, but that's it.
Still, if you're sick, then you need to be getting your rest. You said it's the Daidoji faction calling the shots here? Well, I've got some words for them.
Kasuga.
No, I'll make this right!
Kasuga! It's not like that. My being here and everything. That was my decision from the start. If it helps, I'm not just following orders. And don't feel like you dragged me into this either.
But then, why?
I just don't think retirement's in the cards for me. Sure, maybe I could stop and settle down. But I'd rather put what time I've got left to work.
Work? Doing what? Running around on the government's leash? Instead of that, how about you stop running away from reality?
Think I'm gonna hit the shower. When I'm out, we'll rock, paper, scissors. See who gets the floor.
Is he for real? Hey, Guska, you okay?
Yeah.
I know the guy's basically a superhero or whatever, but that's just crazy. I mean, he's got cancer. Once he's out of the shower, let's try to convince him to go to the hospital again. There's a pretty big one here in town.
No, it's useless. No one be enough to stop him now.
Huh?
Kiryu-san, he had the same look in his eyes as Arakawa-san.
See you tomorrow, Ichi.
I see now. They're the same. He had already made up his mind, too.
What do you mean? Who did?
Actually, it's kinda hard to explain. Anyhow, if that's how Kiryu-san wants it, then there's only one thing we can do. We get this taken care of quick as possible, then get him to a hospital. Sound good?
What? Man, I just don't get you guys. Think about it. If you up and die, it's all over.
So here, we're running up to the suite of a hotel, and this is where one of the criminal bosses of Hawaii is staying, and it will be a character named Dwight, but it is played by Danny Trejo, who I did have the fortune of meeting a number of years ago, and he is a very nice gentleman. He has very short stature, though, but in this game, he is depicted as a giant, so it's sort of interesting that he does this. But yes, it is definitely his face and likeness, and that is his voice playing this character.
Then the white man came along.
I'm going to show the cutscene leading up to the battle, the mid cutscene, and the cutscene after this battle. I'm going to cut out the actual battle itself, as it's sort of low level at level 15. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you some of the battle with some of the other interesting mini bosses. One is a giant shark, and then later on there is a giant
What's your
squid.
point?
And the giant squid battle is actually very cool,
I'm saying
as
fate can hold
you
more
are
value
fighting the main
than
body of the
any
squid.
genuine
There's also
article.
two tentacles that come and try to hit you.
High
Sometimes the
time you
squid will
met the
actually
head of
grab
the
you and
Barracuda.
ingest you.
Name's
And
Dwight.
inside the squid, you have a mini battle fighting these little ink sacs or polyps, and if you're able to damage
Nice to
enough
know
of
I've made
them,
a
you
name
could
for
sort of
myself out here.
escape
I
out of the
actually hold
body
quite
of
a
the
bit of respect
squid
for the
and
Japanese
enter
people.
the main battlefield again.
About
I think
100
that's a
years
very
ago,
interesting battle to
a
see.
number of your people immigrated to our
The
country.
battle with the
They helped
shark
plow our
is
farmlands
with a main
and
body
our
of shark,
country
but there's
back.
actually a battle with a shark
How
and
about that?
Dwight here,
Nonetheless,
the Danny
I'm
Trejo
surprised
character,
you made it this
where
far.
you're on a ship
That being
and
said,
Trejo's trying to
it's
stop
not
you
you
from
I'm
reaching
surprised with.
the island that has
The
the
real
secret
surprise
waste
is your
site,
spunky little friend.
and the shark is sort of
You got
attacking the
guts
ship at the same
betraying
time.
me like
So
that.
sometimes you could hit
Sorry, Ichiban.
the Dwight character
You
or
know
his
how I told
henchman
you I
to a
escaped
different
after
side
they
of the
found
ship,
me
and the
looking through the
shark will
boss's
attack them.
study?
So
That was a
that is a
lie.
pretty cool mechanic, but
Truth
later on
is,
you do actually have
I
to fight the
actually got
shark
caught.
itself.
And just in time, Katsuka.
After those two
It was
main
right as
battles,
you
I will show you
bargained.
the full end
I hear
sequence
Chitose here.
of the
Good
game.
choice.
The
She could
end
die
sequence is
then and
quite
there,
lengthy, so I can't
or
show you
she
the
could do
entire
me a
battle with
favor.
the
A
end boss.
favor.
I'll just show you the end
Remember
part
what
of
I
it.
said?
I was
About
afraid I might have
how
to
I might put you
grind,
guys
but it's
into
a little
danger if you were
hard because
trapped
once
or
you enter
something.
this tower,
But
like a dungeon, you can't really escape and grind
I
in
meant
there.
it. What?
So I was about
She did.
level
It
45,
seems
and
our
the end
deal
boss
fell
monster
through.
is level
She led you
52.
away from my
That
country.
I didn't know, of course, when
And
I
as a
entered the
result,
dungeon.
you and
I
your
was
leader
afraid I might have to
are face to
start all
face
over and
with
backtrack
your
a
fate.
lot, but fortunately I was able
I
to
see.
defeat him.
That was at that elevator.
Um, just going through the
Alright.
dungeon, I think I
She
got
said
to
she made a
level
wrong turn.
47 or
I may as
48
well
with one
ask.
of the main characters,
Chitose,
but
did
my
I
weakest
exchange
character
our
was still 45 or
Kasuga seemed like the better
46.
choice.
So
Not much more
almost a
complicated
5 or
than
6
that.
level difference. So
I
it
mean, have
was a
you
little
seen
tough,
how
but
dumb this
I
guy
guess
is?
I was
I've never met someone so
developed
sincere in
enough
my
and had
entire
enough
life. I
star
had no
or
way of
special
knowing whether
equipment
you'd keep me
to
alive,
survive the battle.
even if I did follow your
So
orders.
I'm gonna end my
Kasuga,
commentary
however, was
here.
a different story.
Hopefully you
I don't
enjoy the
think
rest
he's
of the
even smart
cutscenes.
enough to cheat someone.
In summary,
Gee,
if you
how
never played
nice.
any of the Yakuza games, I
really?
would not play
Tell
this
me
one at
this.
all. If you played some
Do
of
you
them,
know what
this might be
happens
of
to
some
those who
interest
betray
just to get
me?
the closure
Who
with
gives?
the um, Hiru
People.
character there.
Who would have thought?
At
A
the very,
Fujinami
very,
would
very
be
end
such
of the
a
cutscene, they
troublemaker.
do sort of
You must
show
cause your
him a little
parents a
bit
lot of
older,
headaches.
but he's in a
How
hospital
did you
gown.
know?
It's not quite
Did you
clear
expect me
exactly
not to?
what's going
The
on there,
Barracudas have
whether
businesses with
he has
people all over
survived
the
the
world.
cancer, which would
We
be
would be remiss
unlikely, but
not to
you
keep
never know. It is
tabs
a video
on
game.
those in power.
But yeah, he's
Besides, it
not
was obvious from the
technically
start. The
dead.
moment I first saw you, I
And
knew
so
you were just another
so it's
spoiled brat.
unclear when
I
that
figured I
cutscene
could
takes
use
place,
you,
but he does look a
so I
lot
kept you
older
around.
compared to what he looks like right
I can
now in
kill
the game.
Kasika and the others
All right,
anytime.
so
If
thank
I
you for
didn't
listening
want to
and
win
to my
for one
rambling.
simple
As
reason.
always, keep on adventuring
Their
out
death
there,
would have been
and
on
thanks for the
you.
time for listening and
Few
watching.
things are so obedient as a guilty conscience. So it goes, I suppose. Don't worry, I won't kill you. No, I'll make you my bargaining chip and bleed your family like a stuck pig.
You bastard!
Appreciate the kind words, Chichan.
Here you go again, Ichiban. You sure you're not mad?
What for? I made the choice to trust you, remember?
You really are an idiot, you know that?
All right, enough chit-chat.
Hey, hang on. I still got unfinished business. Dwight, remember the robbery that happened on October 7th, 2012? The target was Connie Tanaka, CEO of a well-known real estate company. On her way to visit a business partner, her car was attacked, and a bag of money was stolen.
And what's that to you?
I'm the one they took in for it, even though they had next to no evidence.
Oh, you were the fall guy. You saved me a lot of trouble.
So you admit it? You sicked Roman on me. Had him pin your crimes on me.
Hey, who can say?
Dwight, there's something I want to ask too. You were looking for a woman named Akane, right? Be straight with me. You guys have already found her, haven't you?
Only thing I'll do for you is offer you a way out. In fact, it's the quickest way I know. Cut to pieces and stuffed in a body bag. You know what this baby is? A machete. One of the most useful tools there is. It makes short work of the jungle, not to mention animals. And here in Hawaii, it's perfect for gutting fish.
Bring it on!
I think it's time I showed you what this blade of mine can do. Ready to bleed?
Yeah.
Is Akane-san here or not?
All right. I'll be straight with you. We were looking for her, but she never showed up. If you don't believe me, feel free to search the whole floor.
What do the Barracudas want with her?
Honestly, I don't know.
You're looking for her and don't even know why?
It's not up to us. We got a request to look for her. We're just doing what we were asked.
Request? Request from who?
I don't know that either. They reached out to us anonymously. Sent it directly to my address. Seriously, info like that doesn't leak easily. And they sent $1 million down payment. If we succeed, we would have another $9 million coming our way. That's $10 million, just to find some woman. Sure, it was shady, but who would pass on that?
Damn it. You don't know anything else? About Akane-san? About who the hell's chasing after her?
If I knew any more, I would have told you already.
Ain't that something? That's the most real thing you've said all day.
Ready when you are.
Let's go! Let's go!
Take this!
Something's not right. Oh, the smell alone's enough to kill. I'll need to act fast.
This sucks! Brace yourself! Asakura's forbidden technique!
Good to go. Pain in the ass. Going in!
Follow my lead. I can cut you down.
That's enough now. Why don't we finish this?
Yeah.
Kiryu-san!
He's incredible.
What's wrong? You're not gonna kill me?
Kiryu-san!
This is your problem. It's why the Yakuza keep rearing their ugly heads. The lot of you. Whether you retire, whether you disband, you always come crawling back. You're a Yakuza through and through, and you can't erase that no matter what. You'll say sorry again and again, and then find some way to justify it. The bigger the Yakuza, the bigger and better the future they promise. All so they can keep on fighting. If you let me live, how long before I too come crawling back? You may have put things on hold for now, but someone can pick up the pieces. Rid the world of your filth. If not me, then someone else. The country's elite demand it. They were counting on me to see it through. If you don't finish me off, the future stays the same. I'll still make an example of the Yakuza one way or another. If you truly want them all to break free and find their place in this world, then hurry up and put an end to this before it's too late! I've lived in the twilight of the Yakuza all my life! You get rid of me, or I will keep cutting back! Do you understand, Kazuma Kiryu?
Ebina. Nothing I say would ever be enough, and I've no right to try. The hate you have for Arakawa, Furikawa. The crush you've carried. I get it. But please, I beg you, for their sake, give them the chance to atone. There's one way to do that. We all have to live on. Whether you're scum or not. That doesn't matter. You can't change a thing if you're dead. All of us, we have to keep going. And it's not light, nor is it dark. It's the grayest road there is. So please, Ebina. Please. You have to live. You have to keep moving. I'm asking you, please don't kill them. Please. I'll apologize. I know it won't make up for any of this. But I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No!
Kiryu-san!
Stay with us, Kiryu-san!
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 Open your damn eyes, Kiryu!
Kiryu-san!
Don't die! You can't die! Kiryu!
Yo. Long time no see, Chan.
Kasuga.
The public wants what it wants, I guess. And right now, it looks like that's you. Funny how the tables turn sometimes, huh?
How'd you find me?
What? You haven't looked outside yet? Quite an audience brewing down there. Still, they don't know you're in here. They might have got the building right, but that's about it. Me? I got a little help from the police. Didn't take too long to find you after that.
Why did you come here?
It's not just them, you know. It's everyone. Every Yakuza in the country wants your head on a plate. Abbey and his master plan. Anyone who's anyone knows you were a part of that.
Just tell me what you want, damn it!
Turn yourself in, Chan. I'll even come with you.
Huh?
You can run, but I guarantee you won't last. They'll kill you, eventually. Even more than that. I want you to have a chance to atone. If you can see that through, well, let's head back to Hawaii, all right?
Why are you still acting like we're friends?
Because we are, man. I mean it, Chan. After all said and done, you're still my pal. And you know, I'd be pretty stoked to know you feel the same way. Honest, I would.
How can you even think that? After everything I've done to you.
I guess I just can't help it. We spent all that time in Hawaii together. I mean, great food, plenty of bullshitting. Just a heck of a good time, really. Yeah, the truth kinda killed the mood. And you were a real pain in the ass, but I could never forget what fun we did have. No way. Chan, you can't take those things back. And running away isn't gonna help either. Even if you do serve your sentence, those choices will still be there. But you always have a chance to start over. Accept what you did. Be real with yourself. Only then can you take that first big step forward.
If you really want to start your life over, guess what, man? You can. Kasuga, I'm telling you, Achan. If you really feel like you want to give it a fresh start, then we'll do it together. I promise, I'll be right there waiting. The day you get out, whether it's years or even decades, I'll be there. You can't be serious. No one would ever believe that. And yet, somehow, I know you're telling the truth. It's who you are. Who you've always been. You're as rare as they come. To think I get to meet you. Yeah, well, you say rare, others say foolish. Foolish, huh? The only foolish one here is me. So give it to me straight. Can I really go to the police like this? Seriously, I don't even have ID. Yeah, you'll be all right. I'm used to this part too. Just leave it to me. Appreciate the help. You're hurt, huh? I got chased on my way here, among other things. I guess all that pretending finally caught up to me, huh? How it goes, I suppose. Hey, the fact you think that's a good thing means you'll be just fine. What? If you didn't think that, then who knows how you'd feel. Better to feel bad, right? That means you can make amends, without a doubt. Here, grab my shoulder. Kasuga-san, please. It's all my fault. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I'm used to this kind of thing. Besides, if they want to hate, I say let them. The hell should either of us care? We know where you're at. Your heart's in the right place, that's all that matters. That said, if you ever feel down, or even a little lost, by all means, give me a ring. I'll hear you out. I mean, what are friends for, right? Kasuga-san, I think that's good. Thanks. Sure thing. Well, then, I guess it's goodbye for now. For now. Thank you for everything, Kasuga-san. Yeah. See you around, Achan. Yeah. Till then. Hey, John! Oh, hui-ho, pal! Oh, hui-ho! Do you even know what you're saying? Right. Oh, hui-ho! Ichiban! Hell yeah! Hang in there, Achan. All right. It's time for some grub. That one hurt.
Hard to believe it's been a month. Time sure flies, huh?
Ebina, AG, Bryce, they've all but vanished. Guess people have moved on.
Yeah? So what's trending now?
Some two-timing politician who got caught in the act.
Yeah, figures as much.
Well, just the way of the world, man. The public eye came through for us, at least. Who are we to complain?
Let alone care. Life will go on either way. As long as we remember that, that's all that matters.
Okay, what about this? Ebina's angle. Why keep Sawashiro alive that whole time? He hated the Yakuza for all they're worth.
That is true.
What do you mean, why? He said so himself, right? That bit about his own aspirations being forfeit from the get-go.
Yeah?
Well, the dude still had a role to play. From what I gathered, he was probably hoping someone would speak up to him before things got out of hand. Tell him, yeah, I get that you're angry, or hey, it's gonna be all right. I'm sure that would have made all the difference. I mean, you're looking at a guy who had people telling him who and what he was from day one. Crazy as it sounds, the two of us might as well have shared shoes. How I need to live is one thing, but how I want to live is another. Get those mixed up, and life don't make a whole lot of sense.
Or maybe it's just that Sawashiro was a lot tougher than he thought.
Yeah, what was I thinking?
Well, Ebina had his reasons. Guess that one will stay with him. Besides, it's not like all said and done. Lonnie's got a lot of responsibility coming her way.
Huh, to think a little girl like her's their new sage. Almost seems cruel, don't it?
Look, Lonnie made that decision herself. She had good reason to. Rebuilding the group will help her keep that orphanage going.
That's true. Plus, Akane-san's with her too. As a matter of fact, I'm planning to help out once I'm back stateside.
Oh? That right?
Oh yeah. Their soup kitchen saved my ass loads of times. It's the least I can do to say thanks. Bryce aside, Polycana still did plenty of good for others, and Hawaii's homeless need help too. I figure now's the time to step up, lend others a hand.
Tomizawa. I'll be darned, you've really grown up.
Come on, man. I'm just trying to do what I can. I mean, I'm nothing compared to Lonnie, even less so Chitose.
That's right. She's chosen a difficult road for herself. Not only did she expose their misdeeds, but she became the Fujinomiya chairwoman soon after.
She wasn't too keen on her family either.
Right.
You know, I think I kind of get how she feels. When you're around Ichiban, there's this feeling like you gotta do your best, no matter what. And it's natural. It's not like he's barking orders at you left and right.
No, I get what you mean. It was the same for all of us, too.
Sure was.
That's just the kind of man he is. Through and through.
So, you guys think old Kasuga-kun might actually set things straight this time around?
Huh? Oh, yeah. He's still hemming and hawing out there? The beer's gonna get warm at this rate.
Ichiban, seriously, can I go back inside?
Sorry, Sachan. Just want to check this one last time. Mind waiting a little bit longer?
Ugh! Quit dicking around! Man up or shut up, Ichiban Kasuga!
Right. Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting, Sachan. You see, there's something I want to say. Sachan, well, since last year, all I've thought about is you, ever since our date that day. For all I said, I didn't once consider your feelings. As if my selfish ramblings were the problem, and that was the only thing I'd done wrong. And it's not like those weren't stupid things to say, but I finally get it now. I wasn't really the issue. In fact, there was something I should have told you right off the bat. That was something I missed, and it was dumb of me not to see it sooner. It took me a year, but I finally figured out what it was. So with that, Sachan, it's time I say it. I want you to hear how I feel. Sachan, I love you. I'm in love with you.
Finally, you say it. Oh, I swear it took you long enough.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that.
No, I should say sorry too. I totally ignored you.
Cool. Guess we're even?
Yeah, we're even.
Man, I really did keep you waiting, huh? But hey, this time, I, Ichiban Kasuga, promise to make it up to you. Actually, I've been saving a little something special for today.
Ooh, what?
Don't freak out, all right? Ta-da! So, what do you think? I figured just saying it wouldn't cut it. I really wanted to put it out there. Hey, guess what? I even got one for you, too. We can wear them together, show them off all over Yokohama. I mean, what better way to start our journey? Huh? Saigo-san?
Well, he tried. Can't fix stupid, I'm afraid.
True.
You know, dumbasses like that rarely give up. They'll tough it out, no matter the odds.
Hey, wait! Hang on a second! Sunshine! Come back!
Hey, Mom. How come Grandpa isn't here?
It's okay, Haruto. If I know him, we'll see him soon. I know we will.
Hello. You're the inpatient with the 11 a.m. this morning, is that correct? If you would, could you please provide your full name, sir?
It's Kiryu. Kazuma Kiryu.